Hello, everyone, beautiful people. This is Jackie Dickens Walker, and I am coming to you live for Module 2 of Mirror, the workshop. With my tea, do you have your beverage? It can be hot or cold. Let's see what we've got here. See what the tech crew set up. All right, part 2 of Mirror, also known as Module 2. We started Module 1 talking about the I am that I am, all right? Mirror, mirror on the wall, what is my life? I am. I am my life? Yes, I am. And when we look in the mirror, we see the image of the I am that I am. Getting to know oneself, getting comfortable with communing with oneself. That paradigm, you see how I laugh about it? Because there's a really strong paradigm. It was strong in my world. Maybe it wasn't in your world, but it was in mine. Oh, if you talk to yourself, you're crazy. Right? Well, that was a very strong paradigm. And as a little girl, I would always talk to myself. I was my best friend. And I told a couple stories of that in Module 1. And I have another story that I'm getting ready to share to really dive into Module 2. And what we want to do in Module 2 is change the dialogue of the inner narrative, right? The subconscious conversation that we're having with ourselves, many times unaware, mostly unaware, until we become aware. But when we become aware, then we can pump the brakes and rewrite the narrative. What? I know. Rewrite the narrative. So I'm going to introduce a new paradigm, right? We know the first paradigm, and I said I was going to talk about a few of them. Well, the first one is, you're crazy if you talk to yourself. The second one is, if you think you are beautiful, you are conceited. Does that ring a bell with anybody? If you think you're pretty, if you think you're nice, if you think you're this or that, then you're conceited. Oh, you're just conceited. Yeah, that is a paradigm. And we're going to bust that up today. Notice the automatic feelings when I said that. If you think you are beautiful. How does that make you feel? What does it do in your body? You're like, what is she talking about? I don't think I'm beautiful. Right? Does any of that happen? Because if it does, that's a gift. It's an indicator that you have a little something you can work on. And when you work on it, it will improve your world. And we're going to get into that. We're going. So notice any automatic negative thoughts. And if there weren't any, that's fabulous. You know, and we all have our own journey. We all have our own walk. And we all have what we need. We're not broken. You're not broken. You're not watching this workshop because you're broken and you need to be fixed. You're watching this workshop because something intrigued you. And there's a few gifts in here. And the gifts are going to make you aware of the fact that this is what's happening. And if you just change it a little bit, this is what you can have. It's just like tuning in on a radio. In the 70s, if we took our radio to the beach, we had to turn the knob so that we got the right frequency. Because if you didn't get it, you wouldn't get it. Right? Well, it's the same with this. Until we get it, we don't get it. Yeah. So notice if you have any automatic negative, what? No, I don't think I'm beautiful. Oh, that's stupid. No. Or if you're like, yes, I do. I know I'm beautiful. I'm beautiful because I do this, I'm like this, when I, with whatever, blah, blah. All those, and those are important, right? And you want to remind yourself of that, right? Especially young girls. I am a grandmother, and I am so thankful to be teaching this stuff to my granddaughters and my daughters, and my sons and my grandsons, because as a woman, of course, we're more biased toward, you know, what can happen with our daughters. But as I learned, it happens to our sons. And this inner confidence, this inner knowing and liking, this inner trunk, you know, you've got a solid foundation in yourself. That way, when the wind blows and the storm comes and it kind of blows shit in your face, you can handle it better. You can navigate better. So, again, this is a gift. Notice if there's any like insecurity around when you say, I think I'm beautiful. Now, and again, this is mirror, mirror. So when we say it in the mirror, I think I'm beautiful. You're beautiful. I think you're beautiful. I think you're beautiful because, and you can go down all the reasons. All the reasons. When you are faced with difficulty, some of the things I say to myself, when you are faced with knowing, I still remember where I was standing when I realized I was going to be the single mother. At a time, it was called divorced with 5 children. Single mom hadn't really come in the scene yet as a thing. I was going to be known as divorced with 5 children. And when that first hit me, and how I had to process that, that's a big change. Especially because we would go to church every week. We were the happiest little family. I had 5 littles, and 4 of them were all within a year. And the bonus was a little bundle. And we just had so much fun. And everyone would dote over my children, and they just loved us when we would come in. And then it all changed. And that was a dramatic experience. But through that experience, I grew in ways that, like, I gained so much, learned and earned wisdom. I had to trust and believe. I had to dig within myself. I can do this. I will be provided for. When I received a message from a bird and a fish on my front yard, when I received that message that I will be provided for, the bird and fish left, but the message remained, and it changed my life. The trajectory of my life after that. But how did it start? It started when I received the message, I will be provided for. I can do this. I was like the little caboose that said he could. Because I then said, I can raise my 5 children. We will do this. And I always felt like that. We were doing it. We were doing it together. We were team Jackie and 5. And we're going to get this done. That's how it felt. So learning to listen to our own thoughts is a real key to rewriting the inner narrative. If we become aware of what we're thinking, we can then address what we want to change. Because what we think drives what we see. I'm going to say that again. If we want to change, right, and we want to change what we see, we first have to become very aware of what we're thinking. Because what we're thinking drives what we see. And then it gets a little more deeper. But if you are aware of the deeper, you can then feed the deeper. And what I mean by that is we have a conscious, and then we have a subconscious. And that subconscious is programmed That subconscious has things in there from when we were little, when we were just young, and things in there that we learned as we got older. And I was my best friend in the mirror, but when I went to school, they said, you're crazy if you talk to yourself. So then I had to kind of pretend I wasn't, but I still did, because I was my best friend. And when others were mean, I knew I could go home and just go over things in the mirror with me, and all would be good, right as rain. And that subconscious, we're going to get into that a little bit further down. But when we want to rewrite that subconscious, we have to kind of do it in a strategic way, because our brain is on autopilot to protect. And if it hears something that it doesn't think is true because of what we know, it doesn't receive it right away. It's like, and that's when we say, oh, that's not true. Oh, like when I said, do you think you're beautiful? If you right away say, oh, that's not true, right? That's the subconscious jumping up. So knowing about the conscious, knowing about the subconscious, and both of them can be rewritten. It's just we have to be a little more strategic to get to the subconscious. But I recently heard that there is a way, and it's the great way to do that is, number one, there's a bunch of ways, but one of the ones that really hit home, and I'm going to be sharing and I'm going to go into it more, is right before you go to sleep. Why? Why right before you go to sleep? Because your brain's been working all day long, and it's going to work all night long. But once your conscious goes to sleep, it doesn't have to be on guard for what your conscious is hearing. So your conscious is tired and it's going to sleep, you know. But when you right before you go to bed, like when I said if you think you are beautiful, if that brought up anything like, no, I'm not beautiful. What is she talking about? That's weird. That's conceited. I'm not conceited. Okay, so if any of that came up, this is awareness. So when you go to bed tonight and you lay on your bed, just tell yourself, I am beautiful. I think I'm beautiful. And I'm going to start to remind myself of all the ways that I'm beautiful. When I see someone in need, I immediately want to figure out, how can I help them? When I look at myself in the mirror, I smile with kindness. When I see someone that I think needs a hug, I offer kind eyes. And if they welcome it, kind words. And if it's an option, I give them a hug. Remind yourself of the ways that you're beautiful. Beauty is not skin deep. Beauty is a part of skin deep. And this beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. Just like truth is self-evident, right? I am beautiful is something that everyone can say when they genuinely feel it. And until you feel it, when you say it, it won't have that impact. But you can learn to do that. And when you do, when you walk in a room, others feel it. When you walk in a room and you have that self-confidence, you have that belief in yourself, the whole room can feel it. They notice. They feel it. You may not say anything, but they feel it. And it's not about being arrogant. It's not about being better than anyone. It's not about being cocky. It is about having a sense of foundation for yourself. You love yourself enough. And you love yourself overflowing that when you go in public, people feel that love, that frequency of love coming off of you. Because we're energy. And when we love ourselves, we carry a ball of love inside of ourselves, first for ourselves and for others when we see them. And that ball radiates and they feel it. And some are triggered by it and others are comforted by it and they just want to stand and feel it. You don't always know it. You don't always see it right away. I had a situation, I was on a cruise with my mom, and I was sitting there and I had been talking to people, new friends that I had made, and I at one point I was by myself, And this man walked up to me, and I had seen him. He was in this group they were celebrating a wedding or something. There were about 10 or 15 of them. And he came over to me and he said, "What do you do?" And I said, "What do I do?" And he said, "Yeah." And I said, at the time, I think I said I'm a motivational speaker. I either said that or I'm an inspirational speaker. And he said, "Oh, that makes sense." I said, "Oh?" He said, "Yeah, I see the way you walk in a room and you light up a room. And you have so much confidence. It just radiates from you. It's a joy to talk to you. It's a joy to see you come in a room." And okay, now this could have been, when you hear that, right? What bells ring, right? It could have been someone who's really trying to, woo you, right? Woo you. It could be someone who's genuinely acknowledging what they see. And it could be someone who's just testing the water and fascinated. And like, can you show me how to do that? Right? Could have been any three of those. What was my response to him? My response was him to, "Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you going out of your way to tell me that. Thank you." And from that point on, every time I saw him, he'd wave, I wave. It was just a cordial interaction. Come to find out, he's in sales. And so he watches people. He's trained to see their reactions because he needs to know his next rebuttal. He needs to know how to come back. So he was intrigued. But that reflects what I just explained, right? When you walk in a room, people feel it. And a lot of times throughout my life, I've known that, but I didn't know what it was. I didn't know why that was. For a while, I thought, oh, it's just because I'm cute. And that's what I would tell myself in the mirror, especially when I was young. Because, sorry, I lost my background music and I want it. Hold on. My tech crew, get it together. So when we're going to sleep, this is something I recently found out and I've been putting it into action. When we're going to sleep, there is a moment right before we go to sleep that our conscious shuts down. And our subconscious is not so quick to be, no. And when we, when we tell ourselves something, if our subconscious knows that's a no based on what we know, we'll say, no, that's not true, and it will reject it. But when the subconscious is more subtle and we bring it in a soft, and in a way that we know it's true because we feel it's true, because that's what we're going after. Like, I'm a inspirational speaker and I speak before thousands. I speak before thousands with a message that helps them break free from the matrix, from the codes that have been encoded within, that teach them that they have to do. And making money is hard. And you have to be stressed out. And in order for people to like you, you have to do all of these things right. And if you don't do all of these things right, people don't like you. All these programs that have been put in us. You got to get this degree. You got to get this certification. You got to get this. You got to do this. You got to do that. You can't just be. And so when we really feel it right before we go to bed, I'm an inspirational speaker. And my words bring liberty to those that hear and receive them. And then I go to sleep. My brain starts working on that. She's an inspirational speaker. Well, she'll have to go to this. She'll need to be over here. All right, we're going to set her up for this. Oh, and remember that person? Yeah, reach out to them again. Our brains are working 24/7. And they will work for us if we program them to. And frequency is a powerful way to drum up the emotion. If you've never done something, you don't know what it feels like. And when we feel into something, our subconscious is more willing to receive it. Because when we feel it, we remember it. In second grade, I was asked to stand up and read. I still remember what where I was in the classroom. I can see my desk, and I stood up. The book was red, and it had an owl on it in like a circular frame. And I stood up, and he told me what page I was going to be reading from. And I looked at the page, and the words were moving. And I could get, I am going. And he said, it's okay. His name was Mr. Reserve. He said, it's okay, Jackie. It's okay. You can sit down. And I sat down. I knew something was getting ready to change. After school, my mom was working at the school. Mr. Reserve said, Jackie, your mom is coming here. And they took me into this room that was like a closet. It was a collapsible door. And it was kind of like a conference room. And they told my mom that they would be keeping me back. They need to keep me back. I was going back to first grade. I still remember the book. I still remember it was red with an owl on it. And I remember the cover. I'm 63 years old. Why do I remember that? Because it was emotional. It was an emotional time. 9/11. Where were you? Right? Pearl Harbor. If you ask the people then, where were you? Right? We remember those things. Well, our brain will bring to the forefront quicker the things that we remember with emotion and repetition. Emotion and repetition. And that's why frequency will help us get the emotion. So when we have a frequency that we can tune into, that helps our body feel the emotion of what it is that we're wanting to do. And when our body feels the emotion and then we do the repetition, and I have a program where we draw, and I always put an R at the end, I know, and we laugh about that. But we draw it out because that's emotion and repetition. And it gets your brain engaged in whatever it is that you're trying to work on. And in this case, we want to rewrite the inner narrative. We want to rewrite the inner dialogue that's going, that drives the train. Our subconscious drives our train until we take the reins and direct it. And the way we take the reins is when we're triggered. The trigger is a gift. It's actually coming again and again until we acknowledge it. That's why sometimes it's like Groundhog Day, right? I feel like it's Groundhog Day. Just the same stuff happens over and over and over again. So when you're asleep and and you give your brain an assignment, the subconscious is resting too. So the brain puts it to work. Our subconscious mind drives our train, which is our life, right? What we focus on, we see. Our inner creates our outer. You hear that a lot, right? Wayne Dyer used to say, or still says, I'm not sure, if you want to attract more, become more. How do you become more? Well, you become that higher, your greater self. We all have a greater self. We all have a wise one within that's calling us to our higher purpose. Come up here, come up here. How do we get up there? We have way more power than we realize. And every day, our higher self will bring us gifts to get us to that higher place. But oftentimes we don't see them as gifts. So we just someone gives us a book, and we just throw it on the shelf. And then we go down, doing my life. Oh, that same book. We throw it on the shelf. Doing my life. Oh, that same book. Throw it on the shelf. Open the book. Why am I feeling like this? Why did I feel funny when she said that I should say I'm beautiful? Why did that feel funny to me? That felt funny. Okay. Yeah, it felt funny. Whatever it is I need to learn from this, I want to learn. I want to learn. I want to read this book. It doesn't mean rabbit hole trail. You don't go down rabbit hole road and saying, oh, it's because she or he or they or you did this. That's not what we're talking about. We feel the emotion. What is that? You ask yourself, what is that? Where did that come from? All right, I feel it, but it's not true. It's not true. If it's painful, if it's embarrassing, if it's really unkind and like you want to get away from it, just feel it. We came here to experience the human experience, and that comes with emotions. But we've been taught to be afraid of pain, be afraid of being embarrassed. Oh, shame? Oh, shame is a weapon. Shame is weaponized. If you're shamed, you want to get a powerful woman to shut up? Shame her. I heard that one time and I was like, oh, that's the truth. Women have been shamed for years. Burnt at the stake. She's pregnant. But wait, she didn't get pregnant by herself. But she's the one that's wrong. She. We've been shamed for years. And we've been taught to shame ourselves. So sometimes the things that we feel like, oh, you make me feel like that. Wait, no. Actually, that's a gift. If you feel like that, look at it. Feel it. Because in 60 to 90 seconds, if you look at it, if you feel it, I'm embarrassed. You're embarrassing me. I'm embarrassed. All right, I'm going to just sit for a minute. Or I'm emotionally challenged right now, so I'm going to go over here. If you feel anger rising. I'm emotionally challenged because when our emotions are high, our intelligence is low. And we take that gift and we throw it on the shelf because we're pointing to somebody else. We're pointing over there. You did this and that made me. But when you walk in a room and you're confident and you know yourself and you know that what you bring to the table is from sincerity and honesty, when someone shoots darts at you, they pretty much go like this. It's like, oh, okay. I'm sorry you're not happy. I'm sorry you're feeling that way. But if it triggers something in us, that's because there's something in there, there's a book in there that needs to be opened. And let it go. Let it go. Have enough confidence within yourself, have enough trust within yourself, have enough belief within yourself that you can handle that. Whatever it is. I got it. Pew. Our life, outer life, is determined by our thoughts, our inner words. We have our conscious and our subconscious. We have way more power than we realize. A woman or a young girl or a man or a young boy who has self-love won't be swayed by someone giving them a well of compliments. When I look back as a young teenager, if I'd have known this stuff, and it's crazy because part of me did. And I really think it's from that part that was always in the mirror. But I didn't really know, the power behind that, which is why I get so excited to share it. But like you could tell when a guy was, oh, you're the prettiest thing in school. You're so pretty. I never seen anyone prettier. And sometimes it was like nails on a chalkboard. I was like, bullshit. Because you know that they're coming at you for something, not to give something. They're not giving a compliment. They're giving something that's got a string on the end and it's going to pull it right in. Knowing and believing in yourself is the foundation for living your best life. When we don't love ourselves, we are susceptible to being swayed. And I know I can look back in parts of my life when I was swayed. And then when I realized it, I was like, oh yeah, let me get out of here. And, but teaching this to our young ones, believe in yourself, trust in yourself. When we don't love ourselves, we become susceptible to others who want to take advantage of us. Because if I never say that I like me, and if everyone around me has always said, oh, you'll never be anything, you'll never amount to anything, and then someone comes along and says, oh, I see, I could do a lot of things with you, little one. I could make you a star. I could make you a superstar. And if you've never heard anyone say that, all of a sudden you like, oh, you could? You could make me a superstar? Superstar. You could? And then we begin down that road of being swayed, right? And then we get in the room and it's, wait, this isn't superstardom. This isn't what I thought. And then people take advantage of you. Having that inner confidence, having that inner belief in yourself, having that trust in yourself, it is the foundation for a well-lived life. So notice this. When you go somewhere and someone gives you a compliment, all right, this is going to be a way to really help become aware, right? When you go somewhere and someone says, oh, I love those pants you're wearing. I'm getting that a lot these days. I got some new pants and they're great. And then what comes to mind? Oh, these old things, I got them in. Or, oh, I like your pants. Or, thank you. Out of those three responses, the last one shows that I have confidence in myself. I don't have to deflect right away because it's hitting that filter of how I feel about me. That filter. Yeah. Can't get through it. So we deflect it. Oh, these old pants? Oh, I don't know where I got these. Become aware of that. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I really like them. I picked them out. You did. They're your pants. You picked them out. You put them on. You're wearing them. In public. But what that tells you is there's a little bit of insecurity in there. Let's work on that. That's all. It's not a huge thing. It's a gift. But if we don't acknowledge it, it'll keep happening. It'll keep happening. It'll keep happening. It'll keep happening. Let's get that one under control and move up to the next one. Because the higher we get, the more fun it is. Less noise. It's all that noise. I gotta do this. I gotta be that. I gotta do this. I gotta be that. I gotta do this. I gotta be that. All that noise. Ew. Huh. When you feel comfortable saying yes or thank you, it's because you know your beauty. You know what makes you beautiful and valuable. You know your taste is beautiful. You know that the things that you pick out for yourself, they're what you like. And that's beautiful. You feel comfortable saying thank you. Ways to improve self-confidence, okay? How you feel about yourself. Oh, you're smart. Oh, you're kind. Oh, you're helpful. Oh, you're generous, supportive. The list goes on, right? You can see I wrote quite a list because I didn't want to leave some of these good things out, and I'm not leaving them out. When we know our value, we are confident to say thank you when someone gives us a compliment. Thank you. It's such a simple thing, but it tells us so much if we pay attention to it. And I see it all the time. And I can't say things. I have to just, I hope they get it. Now, if someone asks me, oh, I can say it. We must learn to value ourselves and acknowledge it when we hear it. And we can start today. And it doesn't take long. It's just consistency each day and each night, especially now at this night. I've been doing this night thing. It's fire. It's fire. And then you tap in frequency. Hi, Hannah. I don't see compliments. Hi, Hannah. Mwah. Love you, babe. We can create new, believable self-affirmations. And when we plug them in at night, right before we go to bed, like, I want to learn to like me. I want to learn to love me. If it's hard to look in the mirror, like we did on Module 1, and say, hey, gorgeous. Hi, darling. I want to get to know you. I love you. We are here with ourselves. We're here on a mission. We have an assignment that we picked. When we went from spirit to human form through our portal, through the portal, which is our mother, thank you, Mommy, to human form, we have an assignment. And it's reaching our highest self, our greatest self. The gifts. We have gifts and talents inside of us that will benefit the collective if we let them out. And we do the best we can, but when we become more enlightened, it just makes it so much more fun. Create new, believable self-affirmations. Rewrite the internal dialogue in subconscious right before bed. It's powerful. And you can write some things down. And remember, you want to be able to feel it emotionally. It's like, okay, so like one that I'm working on right now is, the more fun I have, the more money I make. And that's an affirmation that I have. And it is like, when I walk in that energetic, that's what I attract. Because you attract who you become. And that's what I'm experiencing. And so I keep saying it. And it keeps happening. Because my brain is rewriting the narratives, right? Getting out what no longer serves me and putting in what serves the collective. It's a pretty powerful thing. Your sleeping brain doesn't shut off. It processes and consolidates information. Whatever you think about right before you go to sleep gets extra processing time. Extra processing time. And I just got this like the other night. Practicing self-kindness at the level of language. When our brain recognizes our voice before any other voice. That's why I always say our biggest help is right under our nose. We pay for counseling this and counseling that. Our biggest help is right under our nose. Our brain recognizes our voice. And our subconscious, that guy, the one we don't see, he can be a little tricky because those are pre-programmed. And sometimes we don't know them. We don't see them. We don't recognize them until someone brings us a gift. You starting to get it? A gift. When we're triggered. That's a sub-programming. And a lot of people spend a lot of their life just throwing that off on somebody else. Oh, that's because you did this. Oh, that's because you said that. When all it is a pre-programming. The way you're seeing it. Because the way we see things isn't always necessarily the way it is. Have you ever told yourself a story and then you found out, oh, that wasn't true? But you had already called your friend and she called her friend and then they all talked about it. And then when you got together, everyone's talking about it and it wasn't even true. Ever done that? Oh, I've done it. We write the story of our life. We create our outer based on our inner. If we want to attract more, we have to become more. Because we attract who we are. Who we are being. That's what we attract. I am an energetic alignment for hundreds of thousands, millions of people. So are you. And when you enter into alignment, that energetic alignment ripples and they find us. They find us. I've lived it. It's powerful. We have way more power than we realize. Speaking to you is the most recognized way to retrain your brain because it's your voice. But it can't be unrealistic. Like, I'm going to be a billionaire tomorrow. Immediately my subconscious will be like, bullshit. It ain't going nowhere. Okay? So a lot of times with like manifestation and the things that, we'll just write it 100 times on the wall. Or, remember at school? If we did something bad, I will not steal the brownies. In first grade, I stole the brownies. I will not steal the brownies. I will not steal the brownies. I had to write it on the chalkboard. I will not steal the brownies. They were so good. I just wanted another bite. Speaking to you is the most recognized voice for your brain. But getting past these paradigms. Oh, I can't talk to myself. That's crazy. Oh, I can't believe in myself. That's conceited. She's so conceited. I can't think I'm pretty. Oh, that's conceited. You're stuck up. Your brain recognizes you. It has to be believable with emotion behind it. And that way it sticks. Like the spaghetti that you throw on the wall. When it sticks, it's ready. Or is it the other way around? I think it sticks. Yeah. Ask yourself who you are. You can do it in the mirror. Yeah, a lot of times I just, right here, who am I? But I'm so used to it. But when you look in the mirror is powerful. Like even as I'm going through the day, and like I'll, I had to use the restroom or something, and I go in, and there I am in the mirror at the airport or something, like in the middle of my journey. My last journey, I could not believe how pleasant. I mean, I travel a lot. I went to, and I always travel with me, right? Just like you always travel with you. And if you have your best friend with you, it makes for a good ride, right? You don't have that screaming person saying, oh, you never do this right. Oh, that's why he's looking at you. Oh, that's why she's looking at you. Yeah, she probably thinks that you did this. And yeah, he probably, yeah, this whole conversation that is, no, it's a story. Shut it down. But when you have that inside, the peace, and you show up in the mirror, hey girl, how you doing? I went to the airport in Fort Lauderdale. Nobody in security. Nobody. I was like, am I at the right airport? Immediately I said that, because I've been to Fort Lauderdale a lot of times. There was no one there. I had to hurry up and get my passport out. Then I got to the gate, and there was hardly anybody on the plane. There was someone on the window, and I was on the aisle, and we had to empty, and there was hardly anyone on the plane. Then we got to DCA, and my next gate was like 2 gates down, and we were leaving in 5 minutes. Got on that plane. Then I got to Portland, got home, and I went and got my bag. My bag was there real quick. And then I went to where you wait. Now it's 30 degrees now instead of 70. But we could wait inside for the lift. And then I pull the lift up. They'll be here in 2 minutes. And then I get in the lift. He carries my big suitcase, puts it in, and he got it out. And I'm home. That journey was so pleasant. I came through and I was just so thankful for such a pleasant journey. It was a beautiful journey. It was 2 flights. I don't mind 2 flights because I'm with me. when you learn to like yourself, when you learn to love yourself, when you learn to enjoy your company, but you got to learn to shut all that noise down. It's not hard to do. Just be aware of what you're thinking. What are you thinking? Ask yourself who you are and get to know you. Self-reflect and ask yourself questions. All right, so this is like the homework, okay? If you're beginning to say, you know, I like you because, and then list whatever you like you because. Like, whenever I see someone and I'm walking on my daily walk, I always try to make eye contact and say hello. I like you because if someone calls and you're able to take the call, you take it. I like you because if you can help when you're at the grocery store pick up milk, you do it. These kind of things. Find the things that you like yourself because, and list them, and tell yourself in the mirror, why do you like you? What do you like about you? Remember when we were in my first duty assignment in Hawaii, and I was sitting in the van, and the guy that was driving the van kept looking me in the rearview mirror, and he kept looking at me. And I later found out from his friend that he kept saying, oh, there's a Barbie doll in the back of the van. She's a pretty one. What I was doing in the back of the van was I was saying, I know you're going to protect me. I know you're going to protect me. I'm all the way over across the globe. I just got out of boot camp and AIT, and those two were an experience. And now I'm in Hawaii. I'm like as far away from Maine as I could be. Mom and Dad are there. I'm going here, learning about the Army. And then I saw a rainbow. I was like, okay, everything will be fine. I'll be fine. And then he started talking to me, and he was very nice to me. And so I was able to, relax and, yeah, I'm just going to meet new people. That's all. They'll be nice. And that's what's going on in my little 18-year-old head. So thinking back about that, I was with me then, and I'm with me now. And you were with you then, and you're with you now. Get to know you. Like you. Love you. Have that confidence within yourself. When we are confident and we love ourselves, our intuition is not clouded with that filter of, I do this wrong, I do that wrong, I do this wrong, I do that wrong. Our tuition is more on point. Where we just, no, I'm not going there. Yeah, no, Validate yourself. Don't look to be validated by others. That's going down the road of people pleasing. Please yourself. When you validate yourself, when you look in the mirror and say, yeah, this dress, this is it. This is the one I'm wearing. That way, when you get there and others say, oh, that dress is beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Because you already know it's beautiful. It doesn't mean it does. That compliment feels good, but it's just affirming what you already know, so it won't sway you. Not being swayed these days is a really good thing. I'm learning to like you. I appreciate you. Start with those in the mirror if this is new. Notice and then replace one negative thought per day with a compassionate one. What's a negative thought? Oh, I'm missing a tooth. Yeah, I am missing a tooth, but I'm not getting a root canal. And I didn't want a root canal. And I'm not getting a, whatever they're called now. We're not doing that. I don't want to do that. Okay, well, it looks great. Yeah, it does. I think it looks great. And what I think is what matters most. Just like what you think about you is what matters most. Finding one quality you admire about yourself while looking in the mirror. I admire your kindness to yourself. I admire my kindness to myself. I have a lot of fun in the mirror. I make myself laugh all the time. Live, love, life. Live today, love today, life is today. What is life? I am. What is my life? I am my life. And when I look in the mirror, I see the I am that I am. I am that I am? Yeah. The I am that I am. We came here with the breath of life. Who did that come from? Where did that come from? Wherever it came from, you think we're all of a sudden not attached? I am that I am. And my highest form comes as I continue to go. Receive the gift. Don't throw it on the shelf. Just open it. Oh, that triggered me. It's okay. You're safe. And that's the wise one talking to the inner child. Because we all have inner child wounds. That's not fair. She took it. I don't get mine. That's not fair. I remember I had, when I first moved back to help my mom after my dad died, I would say to myself, why do you sound like a child? Why are you doing that? And in my mind, well, because she talks to me like I'm 12. No. That's the inner child. Feel it. It's fine. Everything's fine. You're good. There's a wound there. Let's heal that wound. It's safe. You're safe. You're safe. You're safe. You're safe. Feel the emotion. 60 seconds. Feel the emotion. I'm going to go in the room for a minute. My emotions are high. My intelligence is low. I'm going to go in the room for a minute. I feel it. And it'll go away. Don't create a story. I don't like that you did that because they don't. Yeah. No. Can you imagine if everybody did this? The stories that are created, the conflicts, my God, the lives. Yeah. When we create habits to reflect, when we create habits to become aware, when we create habits to readdress, we can keep a proof of a goodness list. Wow, I like you because of this. And when this happened, you did this. And start really believing in you. Use supportive language with yourself as you would with a friend. And that's why I say I'm my BFF. Because I talk to myself like I am my BFF. And that's because I am my BFF. Forever, right? We came here together and we'll leave together. It's powerful. It really is. Record affirmations and listen to them daily, especially right before bed. And you can do it on your phone. Like you can record a memo on your phone so it's in your voice. Oh, it's 11 o'clock. So it's in your voice. So your brain recognizes it in your voice, and you can listen to it every day, right before bed. And then you can repeat it yourself. Our outer world is changed by first changing our inner world. And that's what Mirror, Mirror is all about. Really looking inside. All right. This concludes Module 2. Module 2. So fun. Now, this is going to be a 3-module workshop. And Module 3 is Monday, I think. Yeah, December 1st. Oh, that's my youngest son's birthday. Happy birthday. That's good. December 1st, that will be Module 3. And then the Q&A. Wait, is that the Q&A? No. The next one is the 28th. Sorry. It's on that phone, the phone that I'm using to record. So, and it doesn't, I don't have it on here yet. The 28th at 10 o'clock is the same place. It's day after Thanksgiving. That will be Module 3. And then the Q&A. So if you've signed up for the workshop in the solo link, in my profile page, on my profile, Jackie Dickens Walker, if you look under my bio in the details, there's a solo link. And in there, you'll see the Mirror Mirror workshop. It's $33. If you sign up for that, you'll get all of these recordings because they'll hang here for a little while and then they'll be gone. But this is going to be part of a program that I'm going to continue to work through. And if you get it now, you'll have it for as long as I give it. And I'll be adding to it. So it's a good idea to sign up now because when I do it again, it'll be more. So $33 via the solo link, and you'll get the recordings. And in the recordings, unlike a live, you can like back it up. You don't have to just watch the whole thing through and then watch the whole thing through again. You can actually move the bar to repeat what you heard if you want to hear it again or whatever. So this is the beginning of that. And you're the studio audience. Thank you for being my studio audience for this live event. Live has the energy of a live, and that's the idea behind this. So the next module will be Module 3. That will be Friday the 28th at 10 o'clock right here in Jackie's Workshop Hub. And if you want these, all 3 modules, and to attend the Q&A, it's like a mastermind where you'll come in, you'll be able to ask questions about anything we talked about, and I'll go over. We pretty much deal with what comes up. We could ask me things and I just respond. So that's that. I have enjoyed my time here with you. I hope that you have been ignited by some of this because it really is powerful. It will change your life. And it's not hard. It's right under our noses. And it's just getting access to that tricky little subconscious that sometimes likes to deflect. But we drive the train. All we have to do is drive it. Don't allow it to drive us. Don't allow our thoughts to just yank us here and our emotions to yank us there. Take over the reins. That's Mirror Mirror, Module 2. Enjoy your day, enjoy your friends, enjoy your family, but most of all, enjoy yourself because you are your best friend. Ciao for now.